Morning, everybody. Well, Slimming here with another video. I'm in town again, and I get to do a little chat. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and it's easy to get lost in all the stuff that's going on around the world. It's not a pleasant place. The world is getting tougher and harder to exist. We know what to look for. We know we're in the end times. We were told by Jesus to watch for wars and rumors of wars in the world, and to look for the falling away in the church. The two together give us the end times. And we're seeing it. We're seeing they're listening to preachers who are saying things that they want to hear, just all nice stuff. You can't tell people bad stuff, because that upsets people. And we're not supposed to ever upset people. Huh. Jesus didn't follow that. Called the Pharisees whitewashed tombs. And he had many other things to say to them. They were basically out to get him from the beginning. Okay, so let's see what's going on. We're in September. It's been 7 years. Let's see, was it September 17th? No, it's September 23rd, 2017. I got to remember the numbers right. I don't have it written down in front of me to prompt me. But September 23rd, 2017 was the Revelation 12 sign. So we're going to have that day ahead of us here. Now the Jewish holidays have shifted. Remember, we're not on the same calendar. So would God follow the Gregorian calendar or the Jewish calendar? We're still in the church age. He might choose to follow the Gregorian calendar, so we could have something on the September 23rd coming up. If he follows the Jewish holidays, because remember the Feast of Trumpets ended on the 22nd in 2017, and then the sign was on the 23rd. So the Feast of Trumpets, I think, is October 2nd through the 4th. And then following that, October 11th, 12th and 13th, 11th. I forget the exact dates. The Day of Atonement. Feast of Trumpets, that's Rosh Hashanah. And the Day of Atonement is Yom Kippur. Or Yom Kippur, if you want to say it the way Dr. Beria does. We are in an important, significant time frame. Is God going to do something? Could we have a rapture during that time? We could. But we could have one today too, so we just need to be ready. The bottom line is, the world is getting to the point where it's not safe anywhere. Not even in the United States. Now, I don't know if you're following the news, but Brazil basically banned Twitter in the country. And on top of that, they froze the money for Starlink. That wasn't to get Twitter fixed, that was to get at Musk. Musk is coming up with enemies because he's for free speech. Now, if he turns off Starlink, I think their military in Brazil, they use Starlink, and I think some of them even use Twitter, so it's funny the way things are working out that way. The UK has said they're not going to send arms anymore to Israel. So they're gone. Our one world government has taken steps in the right direction for them, the wrong direction for Christians, which means our days are numbered even more. France has had a problem with it for some time. They're trying to back it off a little bit, but they're too deep into it. Other countries are starting to follow along. Israel is getting to the point where the United States is playing politics right now. They're wanting a peace treaty signed, and they're insisting that they follow United States instructions on how to do it, because they want to be able to claim for this next election that they got Israel to do a peace treaty. They don't care if Israel dies and is destroyed. The things they're asking them to do would be the end of Israel. They don't care. They just want to be known that they got Israel to do a peace treaty. It's politics. That's all it is. And Israel is smart enough not to do that. Israel, I think, is going to allow the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, to come in and be the police force in the Philadelphia corridor, the land between Egypt and Gaza. There has to be a police force there because Egypt allowed weapons and arms to go through the tunnels from Egypt into Gaza. They're trying to play both sides. They don't like Israel, but they also don't like the Shiites. So they're kind of trying to play both sides. They're trying to pretend to be a friend of Israel, but they're not. Hezbollah's gone back to their missile launches again, and it's a problem because all the people in the north can't go home. Israel's going to have to ramp that up. I don't know. I think they're kind of waiting until after the election when they know for sure what they're going to have to do. If the big T gets in, they might take some time off and relax a little bit, but if he doesn't get in, there's no reason for them to hold back at all. So it's going to get real rough over there. I would expect in the next couple of months, I keep saying there's going to be something major happen this month. That's just a feeling I've got. I've got no scripture for it. Sometime between now and the election, something major is going to happen. What it is, I don't know. I'm not afraid for Christians. I'm afraid for the rest of the world. Because the temperature's going to be slowly turning up on this frog in the boiling water. It's going to get harder and harder to do things. YouTube was caught helping out the previous administration. They've turned off some Republican sites claiming that they were being influenced by Russia. They don't have to go to trial. They just turn them off and say that's the reason and we're done. It's over. So YouTube has started turning off Republican sites. They will start turning off. They've already made it difficult on Christian sites. I've had to deal with that. I'm amazed that I got my video up a couple days ago without any trouble. I, again, still have learned how to properly say things. We're in a similar boat that the Jews were in when Jesus came. Judas, who's gotten the name as being a really bad guy, he was thinking for the people of Israel is why he did what he did. He was thinking that Jesus was going to conquer Rome, free them of this high taxation, allow them freedom, and Jesus wasn't moving in that direction. He thought by turning them over to them that he would do that. Wanting to be free from the government that's oppressing you is not a biblical thing. We're told to obey the government that we're under. We're told to do the things unless they specifically tell us to go against the will of God. Then you can ignore it. Daniel did that when he was told he couldn't pray, and he prayed publicly by the window so he could be seen, and he was put in the lion's den. And when he survived it, the guy in charge realized that it was the instigators that accused him were the bad guys, and he threw them into the lion's den to be eaten. So there's a history of living under control. God uses other countries to dish out punishment, if you will. when it's needed. The United States is due for punishment because we've turned our back on Israel. And we're telling them the only way you can have peace is if you just walk away. Let Hamas win. Walk away. There'll be another October 7th if they do that. And they haven't stopped the problem. They're going to have to go full-fledged onto Lebanon. You notice Iran never did totally carry out what they said they were going to do because they're afraid. When they launched their April missiles and drones, Israel flew into their country without any problem to say, look, we can get in here and you can't stop us. So Israel could basically take out all their major infrastructure, all their power plants on the coast. Edom will be laid waste at some point in time. That's the coastal part of Iran, and uninhabitable. Sounds like nuclear. It may not be a nuclear bomb, it may just be their nuclear reactors going up. We've also got to deal with Damascus. They haven't stopped the arms from going across Syria into Lebanon. They're still moving. Every once in a while, Israel finds out about a warehouse where they're storing the arms, and they try to take it out. But there's still, it's like the United States and our drug program. You can't stop it unless you build a wall. And even then it will be difficult. Israel's going to have to deal with Lebanon and Syria. And ultimately they're going to have to deal with Iran, whether they like it or not. They know if they go and attack Iran, all the other proxies will immediately start attacking. They're trying to do this slow so as not to upset the leader, Iran. They've taken out Hamas without really getting anything major out of Iran. They're trying to do the same thing with Lebanon. Lebanon's going to take a lot more because they've got hundreds of thousands of missiles and bombs and drones. So it's going to take longer. Will the United States be in there to help? Only if the election goes the right direction. And I don't trust the people in power. I don't trust them any further than I can throw an aircraft carrier. In my personal opinion, the current administration has put our ships there not as a sign of force, but as targets. Somebody needs to launch something major at these so that the people in power will get what they want. They want the destruction of the United States and our ability to fight any kind of war. We've been given away arms. We're not manufacturing more. We're not going to be able to fight a war soon. We probably can't now, not a sustained one. Because we don't even have the fuel reserves because we've depleted those. They've made us vulnerable, the current administration. Of course, it's the bigwigs, the seven kings that are running things, of which Klaus Schwab is one of them. Bill Gates is another one. They've all been to the school of one world government. It's also, keep in mind, one world religion. So you won't be able to have an independent religious meeting much longer. But we're going to be out of here, so that's okay for us, but not the world. Keep praying that God's will be done. Don't be caught up in saying, well, I pray that the United States can fully recover from this and we can go back the way we were. It's not going to happen. It's not in prophecy. And it's probably not something God would want us to be praying for. Certainly praying for individuals and churches that we can continue to get the word out. That's important to pray for. But I don't think the United States has a chance to ever get back to where it was. Of course, God could do that, but then it's against prophecy, isn't it? Because the United States is not in the Bible anywhere. And if you look at how much land the Muslims have in the Middle East and around the Mediterranean, Israel is basically surrounded and on their own. Once we stop the United States, they're on their own. And if this election goes south or goes the wrong way, they're going to know for sure they're on their own. And even if the big T gets in, he may be crippled for a while. He may not be able to do what he wants to do. Because they've taken all this money laundering money, and they've put it in the various government entities that they have control of. And you won't be able to get to them right away. So, pray that the Christians can survive what's coming long enough to be raptured. And we're being snatched away for a reason. It's not going to be pleasant down here. Why else would God snatch us away? Because it's not safe. It's getting there now. If the millions of illegals that came across the border are coming here to arm up and become a vigilante group out there, it will be bigger than Black Lives Matter. It will be bigger than any other group. Because they will be funded by our government. They've learned how to do it. They know how to do it. We've seen them do it. So be ready. Something big end of this month. And then I think it switches to the Jews for the trumpets and Day of Atonement. So if I was going to bet on a rapture, I'd say the end of the month. If it's not then, it's still any time. I can't give you a day. I'm just trying to coincide with the Revelation 12 sign. Because if you read in Revelation 12, right after the sign, the one that the devil is coming after is raptured. That's us. Okay. Stay calm, stay happy, stay focused on the Lord. Whatever you've done, as I keep saying, whatever you've done for the Lord in the past, double it. Double it as often as you can. We're not doing enough. It's important we get the word out. It's important we help people and let them know that Christians are good. They're going to lie about us. And when we're gone, they're really going to lie about us. So go out and let people know what we're really like now while we're here. Plant some seeds. Soon we'll be with the Lord. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless.